And you got
Neil, good
Neil
morning.
right here. Yep.
How are
And
you?
How are you?
Are you caught in traffic?
Yeah. Hopefully you're not.
It's
But
okay.
it's most likely that you are.
The story of our lives every day.
Story of our
going
lives.
to work.
Even getting here at minus 6 o'clock in the morning, still traffic out there.
It was already.
It
What
was,
is
it was.
wrong with the world?
Okay. Getting on with happier stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about what's going on with the world later on with Master Koji.
There you go. All right.
Hey, last week our friends from Cherry Philippines launched their new Cherry Tiggo 5X Pro. It's a subcompact SUV that's a mild hybrid, and that means you've got an electric motor assist to the engine. So essentially what you've got is a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, and you've got a 48 volt motor that assists when you need acceleration what this does is it takes a load off the engine so that you're using less fuel. Now later on also we'll talk about that mild hybrids are no longer exempt from the number coding as per the Evida law that came out.
Yep.
The Department of Energy has come out with some guidelines for enforcement, so we'll look at that later on. But the Tiggo 5X Pro comes in two variants. It comes in gas and the mild hybrid. The gas one starts at around 940, and the hybrid is about 1.14. So you might want to check that out if you're looking for a small crossover
Something
SUV.
to get through the
Yeah.
traffic easier. Smaller cars do have the
and
advantage
you know what
here.
Cherry offers is they've got a 1 million kilometer engine warranty.
A 1 million kilometers? Wow.
That's,
I've never.
so if you have your doubts, right?
How far do you have to go to make like 1 million kilometers?
I don't know, man.
That's a long way.
You can't even drive that far.
Yeah. Or you can't. Is it possible to drive your car up to 1 million?
Yeah. Well, you know what? There are people who have done. I mean, not really here in the Philippines, right? Because we tend to change our cars a lot. But in the States, there are people who are known to drive, and sila miles, di ba?
Yeah.
you've got
given the roads in the
200,
States,
300,000 miles.
You
Yeah.
got like highways.
But they
and
have
highways.
really good roads, and their weather is not as hot as ours. So I think the wear and tear on their cars is not as bad as it is here.
There you go.
But I guess it depends. Like,
It would depend. Yeah.
you know, a lot of people idle a lot, diba? And
Especially if you're in traffic.
Yeah.
Stop, go, and then.
you know, they have a benchmark. They say that if you idle for an hour, that's about 30 miles of
30
wear on your engine.
Okay.
The equivalent of because diba, a lot of cop cars they auction off in the States.
Yes.
And some of them have like 75, 100,000, 150,000 miles on them, and they say that don't look at the mileage, look at there's a meter on the dash that says how long it idles. And yun nga, each hour of idling is equivalent to 30 miles of wear.
So what you read on the mileage is not necessarily true.
There's more
Depends
wear.
on how long.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
But if
Okay.
it's been maintained properly, I think it should be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, since Master Koji might have
Wait with the master already. 'Cause I'm
15
about to master pummel you with something here.
So do you have
Anyway.
15 million bucks lying around?
Let me check. Nope.
Because our friends at BMW Philippines gave us a preview last Friday of the XM. It's an SUV that's a plug-in hybrid, and it's very economical. It's powered by a 4.4 liter V8.
Wow.
That's mated to an 8-speed Steptronic transmission. It essentially puts out 800 Newton meters of torque and 653 horsepower. Now this is combined, huh? So your gasoline engine puts out 489 horsepower, and then your electric motor puts out 197 horsepower. And you do your math. If you're good at mathematics, you get your total, and that's how
You
much
lost me at
power you
torque a while
have
ago.
on tap. And apparently, because it's also a plug-in hybrid, it can do about 60 miles EV. I don't know. I can't convert because that's metric imperial, but I did see that online. So, you know, roughly 60 miles. So that's about I really don't know. Do you know? Do you know the conversion of
Let me
miles?
check my
to-
calculator here. It's like 60 miles.
60 miles,
60
almost
miles.
doubled, right? About 100
Almost.
kilometers.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So that's how much EV range you have, and you don't get the range anxiety because you don't need to charge. So your engine can essentially charge up your battery. So yeah, if you're doing daily driver, if it's a daily driver and you drive about 10 kilometers one way to work, you can probably just go pure EV mode
Yeah.
to and from work, right?
There, and
Pogi
you save
pa.
on your fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pogi pa. And then 60 miles is around 96.5. So.
But since you don't have
Close to 100.
15.8 million, baka you have 16.8 million.
Check ko lang ha.
Because they've come out with the M3 CS sedan. It's this awesome sports sedan, and it's powered by a 6-cylinder gas engine that puts out about 550 horsepower, 650 newton meters. It's one of those cars that you'll probably have a hard time justifying to the wife unless it's for her.
If you have 16 million, if you've spent 16 million, you have a lot of explaining to do to your wife, your kids,
Unless it's for
your dad.
Unless it's for her, in which
Yep.
case you'll have to ask her if you can borrow it. So that's just 2 of the 4 cars that they let us see. But essentially, it's a pretty exciting industry. Also, next week, is it next week or tomorrow? Wait, well, Geely will be another China brand. Will be launching subcompact crossover. There's no price yet, but it's exciting to find out what this will be all about. You know what? It's a great time to be a car buyer. The secondhand market has opened up because so many people are getting new cars and disposing of their old cars, and so many choices.
There you go. All right. Okay, we're going to get back to more. What are we talking about later? We're also going to talk about the new electric car that's coming out from.
We could if we have time for that, but we'll also talk about the MMDA enforcing.
Oh yes, yeah, we got to talk about that.
Our two-wheeled friends
Yes.
under overpasses and flyovers.
For all our friends on the road, a little reminder
Yes.
when it rains.
And the if we have time also for the that circular from the Department of Energy
There you
on
go.
the exemptions of EVs on coding.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get back to more of that. Check the time right now. It is 8:15 in the morning. That time check is brought to you by Potency Plus Zinc Advance. Get advanced protection to help recover from infection. We got more coming your way. This is, of course, Fast Forward Wednesday, and we are playing the best of the 80s for you. A little something from the Romantics right now. This one's from 1980, What I Like About You, right here on the station that plays all hits, all light. This is 103.5.
Hey,
listening to On Track right here, the best of the best, playing for you on a Wednesday. Of course, this is the 80s on the forefront, on Pass
Yes.
Forward, of course. And you got Koji and Neil for you for On Track. And we are, of course, talking about
Tito
cars.
Koji.
What is it with you and the titles
Yeah,
today,
you know what?
man?
It's Tito and Tita Day because we're playing 80s
Is it
music.
National Tito and Tita Days today?
But yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? If you like the music, let us know. And
Yeah.
if you've got some requests, some songs that you haven't heard in a while, we'll happily play it for you if we can find it. Now, we're talking about cars, and Koji and I were talking about small cars that would be perfect for the Philippines, right?
That's correct.
And knowing that a lot of the car manufacturers have brought back small cars, like Toyota had launched the all-new Wigo, and Honda had brought in the Brio, and all the other you've got the Suzuki Celerio. The small cars are back, and we were thinking, why? And I actually asked some of the car makers this, and they can't
Pinpoint?
export
Okay.
the K cars because they're really just made for Japan.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, you know what? These K cars are small. What was the
Yeah.
definition?
The definition of a K car is a Japanese vehicle category for the smallest highway legal passenger cars with restricted dimensions and engine capacity.
Yeah. So these are about 600 to 800 cc 3-cylinder gas engines.
And you're talking about it's not a big car.
Yeah.
It's really
so yung mga multicab. If
Multicab,
you
yeah.
see a lot of these
Exactly.
small Suzukis or Daihatsus from the past, these are the K cars.
Yep.
I remember back in the 90s we had a Daihatsu Hijet, had a 1-liter 3-cylinder engine. It was very compact but very fuel efficient. And now if you're on Marketplace, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of these Suzuki Every wagons, and essentially these are brought in chop.
chop chop.
Kasi ano na yun eh.
Pero legal na chop chop naman.
Well,
to.
I don't know where the legality or the gray
Okay.
area lies, but
Alright.
they're registered.
Okay.
So these are essentially refurbished wagons, refurbished minivans, and they've got a brand new paint job, interior, seat, upholstery.
The works.
Yeah, so these have 600cc gas engines. They've probably already run upwards of 100,000 kilometers, but they're available for like 200,000 up based on the amenities you get. So you can get powered sliding doors, that sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are air conditioned, dude. And for that price, and then you've got good enough seating for 5 plus cargo, and it's perfect for just city driving. Yun nga lang, converted siya from right-hand drive to left-hand drive.
That's
so
the catch right there.
That's a catch right there. You've got that risk, and then when they come in, they do chop off the roof, so they have to weld the top part of the car back. So it might not be structurally sound, but,
Like we were talking about a
but you
while
can't
ago.
go really fast in it.
Like
so.
we were talking about a while ago, we have the best lateros here.
do. And you know what? Some of these, I've seen YouTube videos of some of these guys going over the vehicles before they deliver them to the buyers. And they look amazing.
Ang galing,
the paint
yeah.
jobs are awesome.
Yep.
Galing ng mga
And the work.
Pinoy craftsmen.
Yeah. So-
and even the
sobrang
seats.
galing.
I mean, I'm not a fan of leather or fake leather seats. I like fabric seats, but these look really damn good.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I wish the car makers would consider bringing these in. Of course, they will be a lot more expensive if they come in brand new. But when you're looking at 600cc turbocharged engines, little vans that can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Some of them even have off-road capability, all-wheel drive.
That is true,
So, para sa mga nasa probinsya, that
Yep.
sort of thing. So there's a K car for everyone. I don't know why we just don't have K cars anyway.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of male drivers love their SUVs. I mean, I'm just guessing here. They love their SUVs. They love their all-terrain, big-wheeled, big cars that can go practically anywhere.
But
And
pagbaha ayaw
yun lang.
No, but you know what? It's interesting also if you have a look at some of the YouTube channels abroad,
Yeah.
these car guys who are allowed to import K cars from Japan. Kasi di ba sa States, I think if it's 25 years old, you can import it. And some of them are having so much fun with these dinky little minivans that they're taking them off-road and just, kasi sa kanila, pwedeng manehoin yung right-hand drive without conversion
Yeah.
because it's considered parang vintage na ba or it's It's exempt
Cool.
from laws like
Yeah.
that. So they don't have to modify it, and they can drive it as is safely.
yeah.
And they're just having so much fun. It's parang aliw na aliw sila. It's like a toy.
Yeah.
So for us here, I think it'd be practical, a practical choice.
For the roads, it might spell for me. I think it might spell a little more congestion because you got
might.
more cars on the road because of the size. I mean, that's a situation right now with the roads on the metro. You have the buses, you have the medium-sized cars, the SUVs, and now you have the riders, the motorcycles, on EDSA. So that's like if you put imagine a big jar. And then you put big stones, and then smaller stones and smaller stones. It packs. It gets really compact.
And then you
So-
pour water into it.
and then you pour water into it. You've seen the videos. I'm sure you know what we're talking about. Anyway, we're gonna get on with more music.
just food for thought there. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
food for thought. Thank you very much for that. We're gonna get on with more of your kind of music right now. This song is being brought to you. Let me check right here. It's being brought to you by Potency Plus Zinc Advance. Get advanced protection to help recover from infection. Check this one out from Jody Watley from 1987. Fast Forward Wednesday, best of the 80s. I'm looking for a new love. Not you.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Right here, 103.5.
Okay, light.
for you. Today, that's Sybil from 1989. Don't make me over listening to Koji. And of course, you got Neil.
Yes, and if you remember hearing that song played as a current song on the radio, you're probably as old as we are.
Welcome to the club. Anyway, all right. Saying good morning to our friends on the road right now who are traveling outside of the metro. I got a couple of friends here. Saying hi to Jerome and hi also to Vanji.
And good morning to a good buddy of mine, Obet.
Obet.
All right, so it's been raining quite a bit.
Yes, it has.
And the MMDA has stepped up its enforcement of, a lot of our motorcycle rider friends sometimes end up taking shade underneath overpasses and flyovers.
That has recently become an issue.
Yes,
the
it's
MMDA.
a lot of issue because they do stay there and they do end up blocking traffic for everyone else who need to pass through. And according to a memo that they put out a couple of days ago, they will be asking them to leave promptly after donning their rain gear.
So the rule is you can pwede kang sumilong sa,
Put your rain gear on.
Put your rain gear on, but then you have to leave.
You have to leave. Maybe find a place to get some shade. Maybe a lot of gas stations around, a lot of other places, but not on a main road underneath an overpass or a structure, diba?
Yeah.
So that's been an issue for the longest time.
So this is usually on the right side of EDSA. If you're looking at EDSA, it's on the right side. Of course, on the left side, you can't go there if you're a motorcycle or a private car.
So and when there's like 20 or 30 of them, they start to eat up a lot of lanes.
That's true.
Sometimes leaving only one lane open for other motorists to get through. So not for anything else, but it's also not safe to be in the middle of a highway.
Correct. Yeah, because it's like, especially in bad weather, visibility will go down, and then all of a sudden, if someone's underneath that part of EDSA, and then you have a vehicle that's traveling pretty fast along
and they
EDSA,
don't see you,
and they don't see you, that a lot of bad things can happen
that
right there.
can turn into a very bad day very, very quick.
Yeah. Two questions though there. First question is, how are they going to enforce this?
You know what? They need active enforcement. They'll need traffic enforcers on scene to have these people go. You can't just say, it's one thing to say that you'll tell them to leave, but you have to actually tell them to leave personally.
Yes, yeah. You can't, it's not going to be a case of non-contact apprehension here.
That's right. And you know what? As a motorcycle rider, you've got to be responsible also.
Yes,
you've got to carry your rain gear on you. The weather is unpredictable. If you can already see that it might rain, I think it behooves you to get ahead of it and maybe put your rain gear on just in case.
Basic
Part of your kit.
Yes. Yung kit nyo. When you're a rider, pagdala nyo yan, kailangan may raincoat kayo, may rain gear kayo. Syempre, may helmet is nandun na lahat.
All,
it's part
all
of
the
it.
stuff.
So,
you should know what these are.
so as a responsible rider, you should have a raincoat, and you should have you should have that ready.
That's right.
You should be prepared once you see. Nakikita na naman.
You can feel it naman eh. And if it starts to, pag may patak-patak na, then I guess, you don't wait for it to
reach on full on
Or you know what?
rainstorm.
Don't wait till you get to an underpass. Find a gas station or
Yes.
somewhere that you can stop.
The
Wait
safest
it
thing
out.
to do, would be go to a gas station. But that's my second question. Are they going to provide some sort of infrastructure to help out riders who are caught in the rain? It's like,
Well, they don't
Do you
do
see
that
that
for
doing it?
bicyclists. They don't do that for car owners. We have to find our own parking. So I guess it's really part of your
it's
responsibility.
really part of your
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What else do we have?
Hey, you know what? So if many years ago you paid 450 pesos for a replacement plate number for your car, if you
I
still have
remember
the white and green ones, and they now have the black and white ones, they did say that if you paid 450 pesos, they'll give you a new plate. So
Sure.
your 6-digit plate would now become a black and white one. Wow. And a good number of people paid $450 and they still haven't come up with it. So if you are wondering if your plate is available, you can go to this website, ltoplatereplacement.com, and you can input your plate number, and it will tell you if your plate number is available from the LTO office that where you had your car usually registered, dun ka rin nagbayad eh. So essentially, it will be there. So it'll tell you, but that plate number you gave me earlier, bro, it says your new license plate will be available soon. You may inquire again.
All right.
After 60 days.
All right. Sorry about that, Jess. You're going to have to wait a couple of more days for that. Anyway. All right. Again, what's the website again to check out?
LTOplatereplacement.com.
There you go. All right. Okay. Well, that's about it for us.
That's it for us.
That's it for us. Thanks a lot for joining us for On Track. We are going to be back next week, Wednesday.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you know what? You guys drive safe.
Yes, you can all drive safe out there. Keep warm, keep dry, and of course, keep active, very alert.
Yes.
That's what I want
Eyes
to
on the
say.
road, not on Koji's knees.
Not on Koji's days. or Neil's buttocks or whatever. Anyway, don't forget, later on we're going to have some special guests with Ali. Ali's checking in a little later
awesome.
on today, around 11 a.m. today. So watch out for her. She'll be keeping you company all the way till 3 o'clock just for today, because we have two very special guests coming up later on in the afternoon today, right here on the station. Brings you all hits, all life. We got the Pass Forward Wednesday, 24 hours today for Wednesday. So if you haven't heard of it, where have you been?
Have you been under a rock? Oh, hey, and by the way,
Yeah.
you can follow us on our socials.
Yes, please.
On Instagram, and is it still called Twitter? X na siya eh.
I don't know.
Mine is at Neilong Radio, and you can catch Koji at Koji Morales with a Z on Instagram.
There you go. All right, and of course, check out our Facebook page as well. That's 103.5 K-Light, and our Instagram at K-Light 103.5, 103.5, and TikTok as well at K-Light 103.5 FM, and of course our website www.klight1035.com.ph. That's about it for us. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Gotta bounce.
Gotta bounce. See you guys, and enjoy more of the 80s right here on Pass Forward Wednesday. Leaving you with this one from Gary V from 1989 featuring Regine Velasquez. This is called Each Passing Night right here on K-Light.